You got to turn up the volume.
What's going on at the moment?
You're including the Martin renovation. You just added
our entire capital plan.
Yeah, you just added in a third building. Is what that is. That's a third building.
Well, no, but
Wait. Restart that. Restart that.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
What do you want?
Yeah. Restart that. Restart that. With a full volume here.
It's part of the overall work.
It's not new.
It's a building that's being built.
You're including the Martin renovation. You just
That's
added.
our entire capital plan.
Yeah, you just added in a third building. Is what that is. That's a third building.
Well, no,
including the
but
Martin building.
it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin.
Yeah.
Let's provide-
It's part of the overall
plug in some context, because this particular cut here doesn't include. He was just talking about prior to that. He was saying that they're like $5 billion over budget, bunch of craziness, and he's like, I don't think it's $5 billion. Powell was saying. So then Trump handed him the document, and then Powell's like, this is a building that we built 5 years ago. So Trump's caught in a little bit of misinformation right there, and he tries to cover it up by saying, well, it is part of the larger project, though. But anyhow.
Yeah, I mean, you just look how big Donald Trump is, dude, with his
So we're going to take a look.
with his
We're going to see what's happening.
hard hat right next to
it's
Powell, dude.
Got a long way. Do
He
you
looks like a
expect any more
linebacker.
Additional cost overruns?
Don't expect them. We're ready for them, but we have a little bit of a reserve that we may use, but no, we don't expect to be finished in 2027. We're well along, as you can see.
Nice to take these off every once in a while when we're not under too much danger. So, any questions?
Mr. President, does the issue give you any? As a real estate developer, what would you do with a project manager who would be over budget?
Generally speaking, what would I do? I'd fire him.
Do you think this issue, Mr. President, gives you cause to do that?
Well, I'm here just really with the chairman. He's showing us around, showing us the work. And so,
Yeah, you can't fire the head of the Federal Reserve because it's not federal at all. It's a private bank it's an independent bank that the United States government and Treasury has no control over, nor any elected population. It's a criminal cabal, I believe. I'm a subscriber of that's taken over United States currency since 1913.
Yeah, and so no, I was just going to say that Powell, number one, is being pressured by Donald Trump to lower the interest rates because we have inflation under control. Okay, because the tariffs were not what they portrayed them to be. The economy is booming, and all we're lacking right now is the interest rate cuts. When you have countries all over the EU have done their interest rates cuts, but the United States has not given their interest rate cuts. And you have this one like Jerome Powell, too late Powell, as Trump calls him, and he's building this building that is like almost $3 billion over budget, when Eric Trump said he can have all of that built in $900 million. And so they're trying to find something criminal with Jerome Powell with this building and being over budget so much that they can try to bring him to Congress, and Congress basically, boost him out. So there is a some sense they're trying to build a coup in some sense against Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell is going to be out of office by next year anyhow, but Donald Trump, obviously, for the midterm elections, everything like that, it would be really beneficial for the Republican Party if they can get 1, 2, maybe possibly 3 rate cuts by the 2026 elections, and so that's kind of the narrative here. And I don't know if you have any more clips that you were trying to play.
And by the way, the House, the Senate, the President, nobody can get rid of him, right? Until his the federal until his
well, if he done something criminal, if he's done something criminal, they can get him out. If he's done something, so that's what they're trying.
Actually, I mean, maybe if he's in jail, then if they put him in jail, then like that's a technicality he can get out. But we have literally no control over the Federal Reserve. There are no elected body of any governmental people. The House, the Senate, the executive branch, none of them have any control to do anything. However, they could arrest him, and then just by default, then he wouldn't be able to have his job per se. Like, we don't even know what would happen in that case. But like, he can't even be brought before the Senate or the House to testify in order to then have to leave his term early. So, anyhow, that's the part. For the Federal Reserve, there was a good documentary. I can't remember anything anymore. That laughing took all the life out of me. Let's continue.
Would like to see it get finished, and in many ways, it's too bad it started, but it did start, and it's been under construction for a long time. It's going to be a real long time because it looks like it's got a long way to go.
Yes, sir.
So.
President, are there things the chairman can say to you today that would make you back off some of the earlier criticism?
Well, I'd love him to lower interest rates, but other than that, what can I tell you? The country's
I
doing
eat
really
children.
well. I just briefed the chairman on the deal we made with Japan. Japan is putting up $550 billion in order to lower their tariffs a little bit. That way they have a little bit lower tariff. And they also opened their country to free trade, which nobody thought was even a possibility. And we get a zero tariff in the free trade. We don't pay tariffs, and they're going to pay 15% on everything they send into our country.
Yeah, I mean, that's the
great.
most that Trump
But
can
they
even
put up,
do.
as
That's the most that he can do is even just as publicly embarrass him. He's got no other cards to be played. Be nice, pat him on the back, demand the tour of the Federal Reserve. Or he can't even demand a tour of the Federal Reserve. He hasn't been invited in the first place. Like, that's literally not even true federal property that he can go in, or he can't send the National Guard in. Nobody is like a sovereign nation over there in terms of the Federal Reserve. So the idea that
it's almost like a fourth branch of government that's unelected.
it is that in the conspiratorial libertarian circles, all roads lead to the Federal Reserve in 1913, creature from Jekyll Island, Edward G. Griffin. In terms of how the 13th Amendment was, 16th Amendment supposedly was passed, but never ratified by the states. That's when the United States went off of being a gold reserve, became 100% fiat after the bankruptcy in 1932, completely off the dollar. The United States did file for bankruptcy in 1932 and went from Treasury notes to U.S. federal dollar reserve notes. Anyhow,
really quick. It says, "Can the head?" I asked Grok. It says the head of the Federal Reserve is chair of the Board of Governors. The current chair is Jerome H. Powell, who has served since February 5 of 2018. Who's actually appointed, if I'm not mistaken, it was appointed by Trump. And I asked the question, can he be removed in any case? The answer is yes. The President of the United States can remove the chair of the Federal Reserve, but only under specific legal conditions outlined in the Federal Reserve Act. The law states that a member of the Board of Governors, including the chair, can be removed for a cause which is generally interpreted as malfeasance, neglect of duty, or gross misconduct. This high bar means that removal cannot be based solely on policy disagreements such as differing views on interest rates.
Interesting. It's a little bit different than my understanding. All right, we'll review that. Sometimes old conspiratorial brainwashing is not accurate, but I think I could perhaps challenge that assessment. Because before I even said anything, I did my own AI work. So we got dueling AIs over here. My memory.
We'll just have AI fight each other. How about that?
See, what is it? Aaron Russo, Federal Reserve documentary. This is what back in the early 2000s where I learned everything. America, Freedom to Fascism documentary by Aaron Russo. If you would like to get more information on the Federal Reserve, that is where I was discipled by many a years ago, including Edward G. Griffin's Creature from Jekyll Island. And we'll do a little bit more research on that later. Okie dokie, Alex. What do we got here next? We have Europe. All right, let's get into it.
Again.
You've done an amazing job on